Yeah, let's start with Jonathan Taylor. There's a lot going on with him and the Colts over the weekend. So let me just kind of get the timeline going. Irsay sent out a tweet regarding the running backs and the CBA and how he basically feels the running backs are trying to subvert the current CBA that was negotiated in good terms. Then Jonathan Taylor's agent then responds to Twitter to Irsay. Then there's a whole article out by Stephen Holder, who covers the Colts, saying it was revealed in the story that the Colts hadn't offered Jonathan Taylor a contract, and then everything just starts, okay? Taylor and Irsay meet. Taylor requests a trade. Now they're considering putting him on the non-football injury list. He's on the PUP list right now, non-football injury list, because he hurt himself in a workout in Arizona before camp. That happens, they can't pay him. He won't be paid at all. He won't be playing football this year. He wants a contract extension. It's just so much going on in Indianapolis. Your thoughts on what's going on there?
Well, hold on. There's more. Last night he tweets out, "I don't have a back injury.
Correct.
Check your sources.
Correct.
I'm fine."
This is just getting ridiculous. Now they're trying to find any and every possible way not to pay him, to the point where it seems like they're falsifying records and making up stuff when he's coming out saying, guys, I'm fine. I'm not hurt. If you don't want to pay me, just tell the truth and tell everybody you're not going to pay me. But don't make it seem like I did something wrong. I didn't. That's on you. You choose not to. They're following David's philosophy of, David,
we don't pay running backs.
And yeah, and if that's the case, just say that's it.
I mean, the reality is he's up a creek without a paddle. He'll play this season, I imagine. And then they'll tag him if they think he's good. And if not, he'll hit the open market and join a bunch of other guys who can't find work. I mean, it's a lousy situation right now, and I think that frustration's boiling over.
Yeah, and by the way, this update, his backup, Zach Moss, broke his arm in practice, out 6 weeks.
Oh, boy.
So something's going to have to happen.
Something's got to give.
Get something. Delvin Cook, are you available?
No.
Leonard Fournette, come on down.
Wow.
All right.
Zeke Elliott, he's got maybe one working knee.
He left New England without a deal.
DeAndre Swift, yeah, you were pretty smart. You just said, I'll go to Philly.
Yeah, accepted that trade, and now he doesn't have to deal with it, at least for right now. Let's touch on Aaron Rodgers, because he took a massive pay cut, $35 million to be exact. And there's a quote from him in the story. It says the team gave up significant pieces for it to just be a one-year deal. This is Aaron Rodgers to ESPN. Then he basically says, when it comes down to it, it was the right thing that made me feel the best. I thought it was important that they, the Jets, knew how committed I was. Well, Packer fans and Packer front office have to enjoy that he wanted the Jets to know that he's committed.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that. It just tells me that he realizes I made enough money. I got to surround myself. He kind of looked at the landscape. We're missing a few pieces. Well, Aaron, unless you're willing to give up some of that money, we can't help you. Okay, I'll give up some money. You got to go out and give me a couple of extra pieces if you really want to contend, because I've seen a contender. This is not a contender.
And the expectations aren't make the playoffs for the Jets.
No.
It's win the Super Bowl. Makes sense to me.
Be better than the Giants and win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would light up New York right there. I just want to bring this story up.
I kind of want to see it happen just to watch Mike just be miserable for the 2 weeks in between the AFC Championship and the Super Bowl.
But, Mike, you got Daniel Jones.
You know what? If the Jets hoisted the trophy, he would take that Monday off.
He probably would, because he's the total opposite right now. He wants to see the explosion.
Right.
It's just not, or in the implosion, I should say. It's not
Right.
going to work.
A spite Super Bowl trophy.
I just want to bring this up here because Cookies is doing the show with us today. And George Pickens, news out with him. He thinks he's the best receiver in the world. You agree? I do.
Your guy, my guy, our guy, George Pickens. No, I don't think he's the number one receiver in the world, but I love his attitude, his mentality. Have you seen the videos of him like run blocking?
Yes.
Chest pressing the opposing corners? Oh, he's a bad dude. I love George Pickens.
I was going to say, did everybody die? I mean, did I miss something? I saw, Pee Wee Herman's gone, but did something happen with all the other receivers?
Rest in peace to Jamar Chase.
Jay Jettas, are you still there? Yeah.
Right. Just gone. Okay. Wow.
Just gone. I do want to mention this, though. I don't know if there's anything they can really do. Camp starts and you get physical again. You start hitting. but there's just been a number of injuries. I know Anthony Richardson missed camp today. They say he'll be back at practice for the Colts on tomorrow. Garrett Wilson has an ankle sprain.
Well,
Kenneth
Anthony
Walker.
Richardson, wait, was he the one that had nose surgery?
I thought he did, yeah.
Yes.
So I don't really count that. That's an elective surgery. I mean,
Why now? Having trouble breathing, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe the girlfriend was just like, "Yeah, you snore too much. Fix that. You got money now. You got health insurance. Let's go get that fixed."
They're not playing a game this week. Get it done.
You're right. You're not using NIL money. You're using actual money.
Right, you use your
okay?
actual money, right?
I know there's nothing they can really do, but Kenneth Walker, Garrett Wilson, I mean, how do you prevent training camp injuries, really? You can't.
I mean, David, you saw what happened with Joe Burrow. He was just rolling out and all of a sudden fell to the ground, and everybody is just saying, and there goes our season. Because if you don't practice, then you get the soft tissue injury early in the season. It's football. It's contact. It's going to happen. It's a necessary evil.
And just one more injury here to bring up, and this is kind of a sad one. It may be the end of his career. He is coming off an ACL injury. It is wide receiver for the Broncos, Tim Patrick. He was carted off the practice field on Monday. It is reported that it may be an Achilles injury.
Turns 30.
Sadly, it's probably the end of his career.
Yeah, turns 30 in November.
Yeah.
ACL to Achilles, if it's true, that's a one-way ticket to retirement.
Yeah, it's a dime a dozen position, and by the time you heal up, the NFL is going to have like 20 new receivers out there, and yeah.
They just took a receiver in the draft, Mims, Oklahoma.
And I wanted to bring this guy up because I'm talking about all these injuries, all these things that are happening with players. I want to bring up a positive story. He's coming off, he was diagnosed with leukemia last year. He was going to be a rookie last year, and it's John Mechie. And there's video of him in training camp, catching balls, running routes. He looks really good, but that's a good story.
Great story.
He was cleared, he's returning, and he looks like he's ready to play football and be an impact player for the Texans.
I mean, yeah, he's one of those things that regardless of who you root for, you're pulling for this guy. You want him to actually go out there and succeed and have an NFL career.
Long list of Alabama receivers that have made the transition successfully. I felt like he was going to be one of those guys. Still can now. Yeah. That's the good news. Think about this. Who are the Texans receivers? Nico Collins.
Yeah, they traded away Cooks.
Yeah. Think about it. Like, it's a wide open room right now.
Nico Collins.
So there's a chance
that you guys wasted. I just want to say.
Oh, we wasted a few receivers.
Peoples-Jones, too.
Yeah.
No, you wasted Nico.
We did.
Nico Collins could have been a star.
I know.
He would have like 7 receptions in the first quarter and finished the game with 7 receptions. It's like, you just stopped throwing to him.
And then,
yeah.
They did just stop throwing to you. And let me give you this news. We'll close it out with this. Peter King is reporting that Joe Burrow will appear on season 2 of Netflix's Quarterback.
Great choice. Great choice. You're making a face.
No. See, I kind of wanted to be surprised, but yeah. I mean, he's interesting.
Well, they have to announce a headliner, right? Someone they had Mahomes.
People were going to watch regardless. I think they could have really drug it out until like maybe a week before and then said, okay, by the way, because now anytime you see Burrow doing something throughout the season, is it genuine or are you doing it for the cameras?
How nervous was Peyton Manning in the show, Netflix, the quarterback, when Burrow was limping with the calf injury? Like, oh, no, it's ruined.
Take the cameras away. We got to find another one.
Find somebody else real quick. Who's on the Rico Beard short list for quarterback season 2?
Fields says he's not doing it.
Hurts isn't going to do it.
Your headliner is already gone because I wanted to see Hurts.
Okay.
I wanted that to be the headliner. So now you got to get a struggling quarterback and one who probably just quarterback. So I still want Russell Wilson because I think he's interesting enough, and maybe one of these rookies.
Kenny says no to Russell Wilson, by the way.
I'm saying,
violently no.
Maybe one of the rookies.
Okay.
You know, Stroud or whoever.
Young.
Get one of those guys and kind of follow them and see what life is like in their very first year. I want to watch that. That's actually one. You're joking. No one would care.
We would care.
But I would care if you followed Hendon Hooker around as he's rehabbing and as he's learning and trying to see, you know, what could this, because by the end of the year, who knows if he gets into a game. Because Well, that's a whole nother subject, but hey, maybe that's the beginning of something here in Detroit. But Hendon Hooker is somebody who I wouldn't mind seeing.
No, thank you on that. And that is in football today.